we do have Jerry Pooe, who is an artistic director. This is someone who would have worked with the man we call Madlogovu today very closely. You think about how, there's a lot that is being said about how critical he was when it comes to, what is being performed on stage. He would come in, watch, some of the young talents that he was grooming and be very critical of the work that they would be putting out there. And then in seconds, change a production and it looks like something they don't even recognize themselves. So Jerry Pooe is here, artistic director, and what we are seeing on stage right now, he's played an integral part. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, ma. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's start with, this critical role that you play, especially when we're looking at what happened on stage during the memorial and now what we're going to be seeing today. What can we expect?
You can expect Mbongeni's favorite songs that people know. And because of time, we had to be very careful on making choices and making sure that we choose the best of the best.
How difficult was it of a choice? Because every song he touches was a hit.
It was very, very difficult to choose because people love most of Mbongeni's songs. But we just thought those that we know for a fact that they would be sing-alongs, we must use them.
Okay, and let's then talk about working with him. What was it like? Because a number of people saying, while he always loved unearthing talent, but he was quite strict as well.
Yeah, Mbongeni was a man of discipline. We just worked recently in November with him, mentoring the young directors and the young actors of Durban at the Playhouse. And you could see how strict it was, but also you could see the passion that he had for molding the young talent. So it was very nice working with him, and I've experienced a lot because I'm very passionate about development, and he's passionate about development. So together we're working very, very well when it comes to that.
Now, are we going to be seeing some of the original cast members from the likes of Sarafina and all of that on stage like we did on Wednesday?
We are going to see people from Sarafina 1, Sarafina 2, Sarafina 3. All the casts are here. That's why we're going to have about 60 people on stage singing his songs and enjoying and celebrating him, because there was a stress to them that it's about celebrating Mbongeni more than anything.
And finally then, before I let you go, let's talk about him and it wasn't only love songs, but some of the songs had intentionality in them in terms of the messaging. You think about Lizobuya, for example, you think about Sabela, and all of some of the songs that we would see as struggle songs. The selection of those songs, the penning down of those songs at a time, like where we come from. Let's talk about that process.
Yeah, Mbongeni was very clear about being brave, because he could say things that nobody could say through songs. And we know that his songs were very provocative. Others people were not happy with, but he continued with them. So when it comes to his music was telling the history of South Africa, the story of South Africa, but more than anything, the story through a black man's eye. So these songs would always remind me and the others of that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pooe, for your time. We do appreciate it. I'll let you go. I can hear Stimela Sasazola. It's being played quite a number of times.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
Simpiwe, that is Jerry Pooe. He's an artistic director here, responsible for a lot of what you're going to be seeing on stage, as we're going to be seeing different cast members who will be on stage singing in honor of this particular icon. But interestingly, Simpiwe, when you think about the life of Dr. Mbongeni Ngema, a number of people think about him as either a playwright, a musician, a composer. At the same time, there are, of course, aspects of controversy even around his own life, a mixed legacy, according to some, that he leaves behind. And we'll be touching on all of those different aspects, because you think about Sarafina too, and the AIDS pandemic and some of the controversies around that. But you also think about Sarafina and how that particular name came about. He talks about reflections that he would have had with the late Mama Winnie Mandela, and they were talking the entire afternoon. When he was driving back home, the song Freedom is Coming Tomorrow just comes to him, and immediately after that he flies to London he meets Brahu Masekela. The late Brahu samples some of the songs that his record label at the time did not want. Part of the song was Sarafina. And he says, how about this young woman who's a struggle icon that you want to cast? How about she be named Sarafina? And that's how they started. That's how they even started, both of them working on the musical and even some of the songs that we know as part of the Sarafina play, the Sarafina record as well. So we'll be continuing our reflections this morning as we look at all facets of his life, also hoping to speak to more of the family members as well and some of the young artists who would have gone and passed through his hands.